Harry's Wife, part 101.16. Is she pregnant? Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Interestingly, there has been some tittle-tattle emerging on Twitter, and this has found its way into the list with an article by Haley Van Horn, who writes, Twitter can't stop talking about Harry's wife's subtle gesture during the Queen's procession. There are strict traditions to be followed when a member of the United Kingdom's royal family passes away. After the heartbreaking death of Queen Elizabeth II, those traditions started immediately. Charles took the throne instantly upon her death, and the rest of the ceremonies will unfold until her funeral on the morning of September the 19th. Otherwise, known as Operation London Bridge, the 10 days following the Queen's passing are important for British citizens. The Queen, who died at her home in Scotland, Balmoral Castle, has been transported to London. Her coffin has gone from Buckingham Palace to Westminster. Her coffin was in the procession with senior family members, King Charles III, this article calls him King Charles II, William, Prince of Wales, and Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, joining it. They were not the only members of the family who came to pay their respects. Harry's wife, the Duchess of Sussex, was also there. Of course, she can't be forgotten. And fans on Twitter can't stop talking about a subtle gesture she made when entering Westminster Hall. A video posted on Twitter shows Harry's wife subtly touching her stomach, making fans wonder if there is a chance she could be expecting again. Prior to this appearance, fans were already buzzing about her possibly being pregnant. One user wrote, "It's probably not the time, but both Kate and Harry's wife are pregnant." Now, with this gesture, fans are talking again. One fan assumed she was doing it for attention, writing, "Is Harry's wife pretending to be pregnant with her choice of clothes?" touching on how she chose to wear a coat she wore when pregnant with Archie. The coat Harry's wife, the Duchess of Sussex, wore to Queen Elizabeth II's procession sparked debate online regarding whether or not she could be pregnant again. A fan on Twitter pointed out that she was wearing the same black Givenchy coat she wore out in public when pregnant with the couple's first son, Archie. Good God. However, there is no proof that she is expecting again at this time, and these assumptions appear to be simple chatter online. Fans and critics online couldn't help but keep the conversation going when she was seen touching her stomach in a short video posted to Twitter. The Duchess touching her stomach has been a hot topic during her previous pregnancies. According to People, some thought her constant belly cradling was too much. However, experts proved them wrong, stating that these actions were positive. "I think it shows that she really cares for her baby, and that's terrific," Mary Jane Minkin, an obstetrician and gynecologist, shared with the publication. Another expert, Georgia Rose of Village Maternity New York, told People, "This is a totally normal thing that mothers do, and they do it instinctively and naturally." Well, that they might do, but they don't do it to the extent of flapping their coat to say, "Hey, look what's underneath here. Yes, I have a big belly." And the cradling was accentuated and, quite frankly, ridiculous. Of course, at the time, why was it being done? Harry's wife was triangulating people with the pregnancy. "Look at me, I'm a mother. Look at me, I'm carrying his offspring. Look at me, I'm going to be a mum. Treat me accordingly. Be kind to me. Respect me. Look, I'm pregnant. Make it about me. Not the person's event that I'm attending. Make it about me because I'm pregnant. Look, I flashed you again and look at the belly. Don't write about this person's event or that it's their birthday or their charity. Write about me." And that's why she's doing it. Mary Jane Minkin and Georgia Rose are undoubtedly experts in their fields, but they're not experts in narcissism, and therefore they fail to understand that it doesn't show that she really cares for her baby, because although she thinks that she does, driven by her narcissism, as a narcissist she's incapable of doing so. The child, the baby, is simply an appliance that is there to be utilised for her benefit. And if you want to understand more about that, watch my video, Do Narcissists Love Their Children? Of course, we have yet more idle speculation that's created by people chitter-chattering on the internet about it, and then it becomes reported in an online news article. But the point is this: Harry's wife did put her hand on her stomach in a way that was similar to the way that she's done in the past that she's pregnant. Could it be that she is pregnant? And if so, naturally, she can't keep herself quiet about it, either talking or by gesture and keeping in the background. She has to start making these gestures to suggest that she might be. Either she is, and she wants people to know, or she's not, and her narcissism still compels her to do it by the telling of a lie to draw attention onto her. Because, of course, she's being entirely overshadowed, as I've explained in the previous video, part 101.15, funeral, not bomb, and therefore she needs to keep doing things to draw attention back onto herself. And pregnancy would be an obvious one, whether real or imagined. By placing her hand in the way that she did, her narcissism invites speculation. That speculation means that she's being spoken about, and it's done its job. It means that it's bringing attention onto her, which shows that people are under control. It nullifies the threat caused by people talking about Queen Elizabeth and King Charles III, and it allows the drawing of fuel. Once again, the narcissism is doing its job. So even if the speculation is completely inaccurate, and it is clearly purely just speculation, there's no firm evidence whatsoever, it isn't a surprise if she is doing this, because her narcissism drives her to do so, to try and upstage the events that are going on around her. The fact that she's wearing the same coat is something that somebody's picked up upon, and may just be pure coincidence. Nevertheless, the narcissism will also be likely to select that coat, select the gestures, in order to bring that attention back onto her. It isn't a surprise if she is making these gestures and she is pregnant, rather than keep it quiet for the time being until after the funeral, in the same way that she had to announce her pregnancy when it was, I think, Beatrice's wedding. She had to upstage, because it has to all be about Harry's wife, and she'll never change in that regard. If it isn't a pregnancy, she will just deal with it by saying, oh, they read too much into it. But the fact is, she will secretly love the fact that people were talking about her and not about what they ought to be focusing upon. So either way, whether there is a pregnancy or whether there is not, her narcissism has achieved what it set out to do. Draw attention onto her, which is fuel, nullify threats to control posed by the main events going on around her, and allow her to assert control over a certain set of the readership. Once again, it shows the classless nature of Harry's wife, driven by her narcissism. It shows her sense of entitlement, a lack of accountability for her behaviours, an absence of emotional empathy for people affected by her making it all about her at such a sad time for so many people within the royal family and across the nation as a whole. But it is not a surprise. This is the way that Harry's wife behaves. Is she pregnant? We will find out in due course, but this is another demonstrative example of her narcissism in action. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.